everybody, welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you on set release day, baby! Finally, Road freaking Tation has come. The long wait is over. Kumano faces Kakazan, Wandering Emperor, farewell, blah blah blue blah blue, the list goes on. Those cards are gone. Bye-bye, good riddance, please don't come back. And a whole new format lies ahead of us. Of course, I've spent the last few days since early access releasing alongside every other content creator on the planet some of the better of the new tribal decks from Bloomburrow. But none of us have made very strong claims about the viability of any of these tribal decks on the actual ladder, you know, outside of the early access event where people are going to be playing temporary lockdowns, where people are going to be playing sunfalls, where, you know, the unspoken sort of etiquette during early access is to run a little less removal so that people get to pop off and show off the new cards and mechanics. Now that we're actually on the ladder, I'm fairly certain a lot of these little tribal decks aren't going to be amazing unless they formulate strategies to deal with some of the cards I just mentioned, like temporary lockdown. I mean, if you think about it, frogs, mice, lizards, bats to a certain extent, you know, the majority of these, and it's exemplified by the quality and rarity of the 1 and 2 drops from Bloomburrow. It's a very low to the ground aggressive format, at least the very beginnings of it, as we start to figure out the rest of the cards. But the sort of low hanging fruit is these aggressively slanted, cheaply costed creature decks, and temporary lockdown is gonna be, I mean, it was already really good, it's just gonna be even better now. And the only sort of little glimmer at the end of the tunnel, because I am the kind of mage who likes to play aggressively slanted tribal decks, is that, you know, it's not something like Sunfall where the thing is gone forever, bye. It's just underneath the lockdown temporarily, so you can remove the lockdown and get all of your stuff back. And that means, you know, ETB triggers get to be repeated, etc. And to deal with enchantments like that, we have so many options. I think when all is said and done, a couple of weeks from now, the colors that'll be more capable of dealing with that sort of a thing will be probably Simic, Azorius, more tempo-based, with counter spells. And of course, you know, both those, either the white from Azorius or the green in Simic, will have also just direct, you know, enchantment removal, but most importantly, counter spells. So, and you know, any other kind of combination of that, where you have white and green that can deal with enchantments, or blue that can counter them on the way down. I think that the little prediction, just throwing it out there. We'll check back in on that prediction in a couple of weeks and see how wrong I was. But now, finally, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. And I'm calling it the Hopping Throne. If you thought you'd seen the last of Throne with all of these tribal little decks, the Throne's going to make a comeback. Mark my words, it goes into pretty much any of those I mentioned. They all have really sweet triggered abilities, be it mice, frogs, blizzards, whatever. For today, since I didn't put up a frog video yet during early access, I thought let me throw my hat in the ring with my take on Simic Frogs. And 3 copies of Roaming Throne here on the top end, alongside with Dreamdew Entrancer. I think of all of the various tribal things from Bloomburrow, frogs may be the ones with the most potentially bananas repeatable triggers. They all have one, right? Literally. I mean, literally. If it's not an enter the battlefield trigger, it's some sort of other triggered ability. Every single frog has one, so Roaming Throne just makes so much sense. as well as being, you know, another frog itself, because you choose the creature type as it enters. So you'll trigger all of your other frog stuff, but it's also a 4/4 body, which is quite nice. And I'm a huge fan of cards with Ward when you have Roaming Throne in play, because now Ward 1 immediately just becomes Ward 2. And Long River Lurker over here gives Ward to all of our frogs, including Roaming Throne, so that's also really nice. Going back to what I just said in the introduction, Repulsive Mutation is my attempt to try and play around Sunfall and Temporary Lockdown, because that'll just completely shut our deck down. As you can see, most of the meat and potatoes is here in the 1 and 2 drop slot, and I've also got a little bit of removal, which you wouldn't necessarily run during early access. So I hope that our interaction is enough to keep us in the game, until at which point we can close the door on the opponent with our aggressive 1-drops. I don't really feel the need to go over all of this stuff again. We've all just been binge watching every content creator waiting for set release, and we've all seen what these frogs cards are supposed to do. I think the biggest takeaway here is that Valley Mightcaller is just the most busted ever, and the fact that it's a frog, you know, it can go in any of the other creature types that you can see there, featured heavily in my rabbits deck as well, but obviously in frogs it's just its best possible place. Very low land count. I've gone down to 20, even though we have 4 drops. The average is 1.9. It's been working just fine. And ooh, hello, what are we doing with this companion? It's Mabel time, the Whiskervale Duelist. I'm not a huge fan of the Hugs avatar, though. I want to get a different one. All right. Froggies with Roaming Throne. Let's jump into some games. See how the deck holds up on the Mythic ladder. End of season Mythic. Last day of the season. Working on some more, you know, non-tribal stuff very, very soon. Stay tuned. That's a very loud fan. I do need some ventilation. J.R. Mashar, or Jermashar. Sure, that's freaking sweet. We immediately follow up with the 3-tree Scribe on top of the Mistbreath Elder, so we just keep bouncing it and putting double counters on Elder every upkeep. Except for the very next one. Opponent. I need to go and, you know, get rid of all of this howdy partner stuff from OTJ. Oh, what? Is this a mirror? No way. No way, Jose. Alright. Now, the question here is, do we get rid of the Rot Priest whilst we still can? Or do we play out the Scribe? I think we Scribe in, because I can still block. Quality of these froggies is pretty high. Okay, so just Bant poison, Bant toxic, whatever you want to call it. Well, that's not nice. Would have liked to land. I wasn't gonna try and hit him with some hard questions because one land left open means obviously, you know, at least all the phase out stuff is gone, but there's still plenty of alternatives. There's always two. Aha! Well, now, my friend, you are tapped out. And we got a third land. Hee-hee! So green. Of course, that's 2 more freaking poisons. This card is so dumb. Oh, you're taking 6. And draw a land next turn, you're just dead. Like, dead, dead. Dead, 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 dead. I guess maybe counter magic? But it's probably just the seed core holding up priority here. I mean, you have to block, right? Okay. Cool beans. Yeah, that won't do a thing. Adds +2/+1, yeah? I mean, we're not out of the woods yet, although still on 5 poison. Opponent has nothing that can actually block. So, I think we probably got there. You can gain 3-4 life. This guy just got so big, so quick. I think this deck just gets a lot worse without the you know, the combat tricks. Got him. Got him. He could have a counter spell, which would be really bad. Okay, I think that just does it. What could you have at 1 mana? Yeah, because he also has to pay the ward now. Long River Lurker. A card that went right under my radar during early access, and then I saw a few other content creators putting it in, and it just makes so much sense. It's another way of bouncing your frogs, which is, you know, the whole point of the deck, and the unblockability thing is just phenomenal. Ooh. Nice. Oh, 93.2% by the way. I'm just missing some mythics, but my new strategy with this is to, you know, only craft them when I need them. Because the last few sets I've ended up having to spend a little bit too much real money than I care to admit to get the whole set. Yes, there was the big score thing with all of those mythics that really got me, but, you know, I would have preferred to have, you know, only 3 ofs a certain. Ooh. Okay. I think here we're gonna just be bouncing. I mean, yeah, you can't bounce itself if there is another thing on the board. So I don't think we'll be playing this Elder. Although... Okay. The old art on Fabled Passage was also just absolutely glorious. One attack now. I wish this was instant speed. Okay. Here comes the throne. Frog. Boink. Ching ching. Boink. I don't know what the opponent's trying to do here. Is this just Convoke minus the cards that rotated, plus some Fable passages, or rabbits? Boros rabbits? I doubt it. Yeah, you gotta pay the ward. I don't know if you got it. Swing, swing. And yeah, now I can play it because I'll just use it to bounce the Scribe back and forth and double up all my triggers on everything. It's going to be glorious. I mean, he must have removal, right? Yeah, that's totally fine. You can triple block and you still won't do the thing. So I guess now it's time to convoke a dude, man. Not too worried about temporary lockdown against Boros Convoke, right? I'm not too worried about a sweeper against Boros Convoke, right? So, it's okay. I just don't know if, like, Seasoned Warren Guard is the new best one-drop for this deck. Oh, this bug is really annoying. I want to check his graveyard, and then it shows it to you at the end of turn, for some reason. Can't even look at your own one. Okay. I would have taken out the Scribe. Personally. But I think we just get him. Oh, baby. Yeah. Top deck city. This card, guys. Dreamdew Entrancer is really, really good. I think, like, you know, there's some of these frogs that'll end up, like I was saying earlier in the introduction, that'll be playable outside of a frog deck. You know, you don't have to play frog tribal for Dreamdew Entrancer to be good. And yeah, there's lots of others like that, which is definitely the natural evolution of the meta after this. You know, everybody will try, like I said, the low-hanging fruit first, or just type mice in the search bar, throw all the mice into one deck, hit play. But then after some time, you start to try and just, you know, make actually good decks out of the best cards from those. Also pretty interested to try, you know, mono red aggro, just without it necessarily being mice or something. Because we did put up all of those rotation proof videos. Now it's going to be interesting to take out. Oof. Oh, 1-drops. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. That's great. Take out those things that might not have been so good from those rotation proof brews, and see if we got something better to replace it with in the meantime. Sure. This costs 2 to return something. The tree wants to give me a warning. I just need to help it communicate. Okay. It's enough lands, thanks. Yeah, we play it pre-combat because we want to get the triggers. If he kills the Mightcaller... Wow, he goes for the wrong target. I mean, that to me signals he's got a go for the throat in hand. Frog. Alright, makes sense. I'm gonna put the counters on myself, and then I'll return it to my hand with the mage. That's nice. Q-Dog. Q-Dog, Shield Red. Huh. Oh, that's annoying. Would have loved an untapped source. So far it's just looking like Golgari midrange from previous, previous format with just Fabled Passages. That's the only thing I've actually seen here. Froggy. Play the Druid. This guy's so cute, man. 2 life, 2 counters for 1 mana. Peesh. Now, we gotta hope he doesn't have a way of dealing with the throne, basically. Because then we can double chumpies. I mean, double whatever. Oof. Imagine we get another land. No. Okay. Yeah. Good for you. Whammy, whammy. take 8. Next turn, double unblockables. Go. If we draw one more land, if not, I mean, we'll get the double anyway because of the throne, but you need a sweeper, basically. Ronco. So far, Fabled Passage, only new card the opponent's played. Last card. What's it gonna be? Ooh. Got him. I mean, not yet, actually, 100%. What? Lol? Aha! Does it have to... has to deal combat damage? Whatever. But doink. Decline. I guess you got one attempt here. Well, he can still maybe make a food. It's still not enough. Got him. You dead, boy. You a dead man. Bye-bye. Nice. Nice. Very nice. I'm just left wondering how long it'll take before everybody that isn't trying to play the little tribal creaturey dudes just decides to start playing 4 copies of Temporary Lockdown, and then, you know, the usual ebb and flow of a meta. Oh my god, this deck is, you know, very strong. We need to find an answer to it, and then find the answer. The deck that the answer to was found has to now come up with its own answer to the answer, and that's why best of 3 is actually the real better Magic, right? Because sideboards and all of that. But how are we doing for time? 28 minutes in, maybe 2 more games, and then we call it a night. Gonna have to well, I've got a lot of brewing to get to. I've got so many ideas. I just needed a slightly earlier late night in the BrewLab to get some stuff done. Okay, no blue, but that's one of my favorite opening hands. I see a Mightcaller. I am happy. Okay. Birds. Opponent appears to be playing with some birds. Frog. Another frog. I mean, again, this would be the turn where you get hit with the sweeper. I don't yet have any freaking... Okay, it's not birds. It's random dudes. Bye-bye. Froggies, froggies. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Maybe, hear me out, maybe that Simic counter spell that I'm playing, oh my goodness, I can never remember the name of it, might not be the best one. So much noise. Oh, that's my fan dead. So yeah, Repulsive Mutation. Maybe another spell is better here. You know, if all we need is to survive that one mass removal to finish the game the very next turn, maybe we can do it with an alternative option. I think this is pretty bad opener. Can't cast our... Okay. Marginally better. Three toughness on these 2-drops is pretty sweet, though. Okay, maybe Jund. Jund, huh? Yeah. 3-color combos that we haven't been playing much because of triomes. That's a whole new, like, chapter in this format. I mean, Jund, we had the Triumph for, right? But you know what I mean. Okay. I'm just trying to saddle some things. So many options. I think... Pretty cool, huh? Now I'm wishing I hadn't put that throne on the bottom. Wolfgang. Isn't it Wolfgang? Bye. So epic, man. I am absolutely loving froggies. Abso-freaking-lutely loving froggies. And I'm afraid that we've run out of time. 35 minutes in gives us just enough time to pop into the deck with some final thoughts. And, you know, I wanted to also see whether Untapped has already caught up with the new set. Fingers crossed. Nah, I think they're still trying to get it uploaded, so no stats yet for you guys, I'm afraid. Yeah. Oh, that's a pity. Oh well. So yeah, stats will be appended on videos, you know, once Untapped updates on their end. But jumping back into the deck with some final thoughts, and ooh, that's another thing I've noticed. I have to reapply my styles every time. There's a couple of bugs. I hope they roll out a patch quickly. But key takeaways: 20 lands, not really a problem, even though we have 4 drops, because the real power lies over here in the 1 and 2 drops. You know, questionable Repulsive Mutation. I'm trying to think, like, you know, just negate. Maybe the spree one. Either or, but probably the 2-mana one. That's the new like make disappear type thing. I don't know, but some way to hold up the right interaction to prevent all of our 1 and 2 drops from leaving the board just in time for us to, you know, end the game. And I think because of the X and the this may end up not being the best choice, even though I love this card and I've been, you know, wanting to put it in a deck since it came out. Might not make the cut. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've already broken through the 1,400 subscriber milestone, and we're headed for 1.5, at which point a giveaway will be triggered. So again, share the video around to all your friends, and you know, like the video. That also really helps. And I have already asked you to comment, so I won't do so again. I will be seeing you all in the next one with another fresh Bloomburrow brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.